All right, our last subject here before we break for lunch and wrap up today is that EWA would like to announce that we have a new series of webinars that we'll be starting to do every single month. We had our first one last month in regards to the forums, and it's kind of just a nice little tool to keep in touch with you guys and to actually demonstrate and train a little bit more in paperless. You know, with all the new 4.5 features coming up and all the little patches that you receive, you know, before you get a huge release, is that sometimes there's new features that you might see, well, what the heck is that? So a lot of the time is that we don't really go into that kind of training, but now we're actually going to start doing what's called webinars through EWA. And we're actually, here's a little sample of the actual upcoming webinars we'll be having. Is a lot of you actually still use the SQL logins to paperless, so you still got to provide a username and password. We've actually now, paperless has developed a tool to where it actually links to your Active Directory accounts. So what that does is that it adds security to where it will actually pick up the user that's logged in onto your machine. It will actually know how to log into paperless with. So you really don't have to provide a username and password anymore to log into paperless. It'll pick up who you are based on your account login. And you know that it serves for not just convenience, but it's also for security reasons. You know, obviously, you know, a lot of people may not change their password in paperless. You know, it's good rule of thumb is every 6 months. You know, by the new e-discovery laws, is that you got to change it every 6 months. So I know a lot of people are not doing that, but with the new Windows authentication, it takes care of that for you automatically. So it adds security, it gets you EDOC compliant with your auditors. So it's a good kind of a direction to take if you want to start using the SQL login. We'll do a webinar on how to convert your logins to the Windows authentications, and just kind of the little brief summaries that we also talked about today with the digital signatures. Working with crystal reports and how to add them into paperless, custom stamps, and a lot more. So if you do, you'll be getting an email from me every month in regards to the webinar. So if you would like to attend, just click on the registration, and we'll be happy to see you guys at our new webinars monthly.
And the only cost is your time.
Dan, are you saving these webinars so we can't make it that time? It would be safer to watch it later on?
Yes, we're actually, with the new GoToMeeting, we are able to record the webinar. So if somehow you registered and you couldn't make it, we'll actually be we're actually vamping up our website too. So we got a lot of new stuff coming on our website for a lot of client portal logins and requests for information. And one of them is going to be the actual live videos of the actual webinar. So in case you want to review something or happen to miss it, we will have those published on our website within I'd say about 5 days after the actual webinar it was held.
Good. Well, does anybody have, well, we did good on timing. That's our presentation for the day. You guys have, like, just kind of open up to general questions. Anybody have any questions on what we have presented this afternoon or this morning? Kathy?
On the web portal, which we were talking about with the vendors, is that, you said, you know, what you showed us was what was on the system, but wouldn't it make a lot of sense if you could have that set up so that they could put in our job number and pretty much generate the lien release knowing that it's there? In other words, you know, you would sit there and put in the job number. We tell them, the big argument with my lien release person is that the vendor has a different dollar amount than we do, and then that takes forever to reconcile. But they can go on there, put the job number in there, and make sure that all their invoices are in there for a certain period. You could probably just go in the lien release.
I don't think that would be a problem. I mean, it's just basically pulling it out by job, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so one of the things I didn't really, on that web portal that I was showing you, you can create criteria that have, you know, unlimited criteria basically, that you can fill in and say, okay, what job do you want? What period of time do you want? Or whatever you think that would be beneficial for the people logging in. Just like you see on reports that you run in Timberline, you know, put the pay period any date from and to. Or do this, or put the job number in. We could do that same thing.
And also, I'm not sure if anybody else is using it besides us. Are we the only people that are using whereabouts lists from paperless? Or from dynamic paperless?
Yeah, you're the only one.
And it's actually a really good thing. I don't know if anybody in here has any clue where your people are working, or field people, but we had a problem where we had no clue who was on which job site at one time because they moved them around so much. So basically, with the paperless, this is a plug for you, paperless, the Timberline system, we do daily time cards from the field. And by what, 10 o'clock in the morning, an email goes out to every manager and it tells you what employees on that site and how many hours they worked. And so we have an idea of where they are of the day before. And it's great for certified payroll too, because then if you're looking at your payroll, you can actually see who's on that site and to match it up. That was a good one.
Does anybody else have any other question? You're just overwhelmed? Okay. We'll be around. We're going to have, there's lunch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We have it in the back, I believe, so we got lunch, and then you guys can stay as long as you want. We got to get Seth off to the airport in about another hour or so, but he's going to be hanging around for questions. We'll be here. And I know that you guys are strapped for time, and we really appreciate you coming today. And we hope that you find it beneficial.
Okay.